Greetings, Masters, and welcome to the channel. The big bad berserker dad Vlad is back, and this time he picked up a lance. The 4-star lancer will be rocking 8,775 attack as well as 13,005 hit points at level 80. This puts him in 3rd place when it comes to 4-star lancers for HP, but pretty close to the bottom of the charts when it comes to his attack, right behind the rare mana prism Fion. 2 quick 1 arts, 2 buster deck is pretty standard for lancers overall. 2 hits on that arts card, 3 on both the buster and the quick. This does give him a bit of an advantage over some other lancers in his class, as a large number of his counterparts only have 1 hit on their busters. When it comes to his 3-hit quick card, he is at a bit of a disadvantage though, as all of the other lancers sharing the similar hit count have much higher star rates than Vlad, and as a matter of fact, Vlad has the lowest star rate of every lancer in the game currently. Where he loses out on his star rate, he does make up for with his NP gain on attack. Of the lancers that have 2 hits on their arts card, he has the highest gain rate of 1.1%. Granted, he does only have 1 arts card, so don't expect him to charge his NP crazy fast. 3 hits on his buster is actually quite rare, only being held by a handful of lancers, and having above 3 hits is only reserved for 3 lancers in the game. So what kind of gains can you expect from these? Well, the singular arts card, even though it is pretty beefy, you will only be looking at about 4% gain if you use this as your first card in the chain, 7% gain if you use it as your last card. His quick card will be bringing in about 2 to 3 stars in that first slot and 4 to 5 in the last slot. While not the most impressive, it's not that bad. When it comes to skills though, these are fairly impressive, starting off with Protection of Faith A+++, which sounds like eBay feedback. Protection of the Faith, fast shipping A+++, 10 out of 10. Would buy from again. This is going to not only increase your debuff resist for 3 turns, but it is going to also increase your attack for 3 turns. Slap in a dash of defensive buff for a turn, and then top it all off with a heal. Buff resist is going to range from 50 to 100%. Attack, you got 10 to 20%. Defense is going to go from 20 to 40%, and that heal is going to be 1,000 at rank 1 and 2,500 at rank 10. So this is a fairly beefy skill. This skill pretty much does it all. It protect, but it also attack. Tactics B is likely one of my favorite skills, as it's not on too many servants. Increase the party's NP strength for a turn, 9 to 18%. The reason why I like this is because attack and card effectiveness increase. They're everywhere. They're really easy to come across. Increasing your noble phantasm is multiplicative with the other buffs, often making something like this invaluable when it comes to pushing your damage a bit higher. Cap these skills off with Innocent Monster A for crit stars per turn and a taunt, and you have a tanky dad that's going to be pooping out stars and increasing noble phantasms and staying alive. All of his skills are on 7-turn cooldowns, so when maxed out, you're looking at 5 turns, which is pretty quick in the grand scheme of things. He only has Magic Resistance C as his passive, increasing the debuff resist by 15%. So while I would have liked him to have a few more on here, maybe a crit star increase or something along those lines, well, I mean, this is alright too. NP wise, Vlad is rocking a single target buster noble phantasm that not only just straight up ignores invincibility, but also does bonus damage against evil enemies. The typical damage spread of 600 to 1,000 with a special damage on overcharge ranging from 150 to 200 extra damage. This means that you are rolling up against evil units. This guy is going to be bringing some serious pain. Add in that extra damage attack and NP damage, and well, get ready to blow some stuff away. For his Ascension, you are looking at a semi-reasonable pile of requirements: 18 hero proofs, 24 chains, 8 beast grease, and 4 scales. Overall, not too bad. The skills, however, are a bit more rough. 36 chains, 36 proofs, 20 crystals, and 8 hearts each. This is a pretty tall order for a 4-star. I would suggest leveling Protection of the Faith and then Tactics B, leaving Innocent Monster until the end. As Vlad is another buster wielding DPS servant, the standard lineup of CEs is going to be your best bet. Limited 0 over for pure buster damage. Joint Recital is also a valid option to use in tandem with Vlad's third skill to make better use of those crit stars. Howling Princess is good to take advantage of his single target buster Noble Phantasm, but out of all of these, I personally feel that Joint Recital is likely your best option over Victor of the Moon, as Recital is more balanced in favor of the buster damage, which will provide 5% more damage when you're not critting. Vlad has a very good place on most buster teams, but is well backed up by a typical buster support line like Merlin, Waver, and Hans. The nice thing about pairing him up with a Waver is that the NP buff will work very well with Waver's attack buff, producing more NP damage output. Sticking him with a Waver and a Shakespeare would cover all of your bases: NP up, Buster up, and attack up. He also works very well with servants with targetable invulnerability or dodge to synergize with his taunt. Additionally, you can relegate Vlad to a semi-support who can provide your main damage dealer with stars and the NP increase, while also bringing a fair amount of damage. Overall, Vlad is a very strong 4-star Lancer. Some feel that he takes the top spot away from Kyo at the moment, and his skill set is pretty nice, but I personally think that he comes in second place behind Kiyohime. His lack of hard survivability is pretty tough to overlook, especially with a taunt to bait single target enemy Noble Phantasms. Vlad has a very mediocre damage output due to his low attack stat, and a kit that doesn't really buff his non-Noble Phantasm damage. He also lacks a Star Absorb and crit up, so outside of CEs and support skills, his self-buffing crit potential is very low. He does have a Noble Phantasm that can pierce invulnerability, so that is definitely nice, as well as the damage that he does with it. Being able to bring even more hurt to evil enemies does give him a very good niche at blowing up a subset of enemies, but that doesn't mean that he's a slouch outside of that niche either. He does have a diverse skill set, which is a double-edged sword. He does provide some good team synergy with the ability to create up to 10 stars a turn after he taunts, as well as his Noble Phantasm up, but you are relying on his first skill for any sort of self-buffs. While his first skill does pack a large amount of things into it, the heal may be wasted if you are using it for the attack up prior to taking damage. With the right support, Vlad is a very strong Lancer. However, on the flip side of the coin, Vlad does really need a team to make full use of his abilities. Overall, do I think that Vlad is worth rolling for? If you have Kiyohime or you have some 5-star Lancers, I would pass on this one. If you do, however, get him while you're rolling for Cleopatra, he's not bad. Definitely take a look at him if you need a solid buster-based Lancer. But anyways, guys, I hope that this has helped you out, and I would like to take this moment to thank all of the Patreons who help make this channel possible. You guys are fantastic. If you would like to join them, there is a link down in the description below, so hit that and sign up for any tier that you are comfortable with. You do gain access to some behind the scenes giveaways, as well as much more. But if you would like to support the channel, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, drop me a like and a comment, and I will catch you next time. Take it easy, Masters. Peace. ししたかきくけこんなにもさしすせソフトクリームゴゾロップでキャッチコンテドルできたらに胸のにしようあきくけホットファイトにもでもくのショートケーキふわりキャンディーペロペロチョコレート